Our motoring tip of the week concerns premature engine wear out. Now, there's different ways that can manifest, but one of the most typical things is the customer complaining of high oil consumption. I'm burning a lot of oil, using oil like crazy. Sometimes you might even see smoke in the exhaust, but oil consumption is probably the number one thing you would describe for premature engine wear out or a worn out engine. Now, last week we were using senior editor Paul Pichet's 02 Ultima, sitting right here. This is the car. This car has 340,000 kilometers on it, and it's burning a lot of oil. Now, Paul has told me this many times, and we've talked about what grades and types to try and mitigate the problem, but it only helps a little bit. Bottom line is this engine needs to be torn down and rebuilt. Now, with 340,000 K on it, you're just going to chalk that up to, well, you know, it's huge mileage. What do you expect? It's 02, it's 16 years old, and 340,000, of course it's worn out. Not necessarily. Now, in the process of doing our segment about the mass airflow sensor, when I looked in the barrel of the air intake, and this is the mass airflow sensor right here, the bottom curvature of that mass airflow sensor is just loaded with grit, sand and grit. It's very abrasive. If you run your finger through it and rub your fingers together, it's like sandpaper. Now, when we first opened the hood on Paul's car, the cameraman and I noticed the air cleaner box was not closed. The box was open, maybe about ½ an inch open. Neither one of the clasps was on, one was missing, and the second one was not latched. So bottom line is, all the air entering the engine for who knows how long was bypassing the air filter and going straight in the engine, and a lot of that grit was dropping in here, which is what I saw. But if I saw that amount in here, 100 times that amount has gone into the engine, been ingested, and that gritty mixture has worn away the piston rings. So now this engine burns oil, and there's no going back on that. You can try putting heavier, thicker oil additives, it'll help a little bit, but bottom line is, you want to fix it properly, it's a tear down. Now on a 16-year-old car with 340,000 K, you're not going to do it. You're just going to keep driving it till it drops and putting oil in it. But here's the thing, a lot of good cars get a knock that the engine's no good. You might say, oh, the Ultima engine or that 3.5 engine's no good. Not necessarily. All it takes is one careless person along the life of this car to leave that air box open for a period of time and no one else to notice it, and it goes unchecked for who knows how long. Quality air filters, carefully replaced. Look for signs like this. You're always looking for evidence like this. If you see it, fix it right away. That's your motoring tip of the week.